Welcome back, everybody, to some more Doom Eternal. I'm the Reaper, and we're going right back in where we left off. Ultra Violence difficulty. Let's go to the Fortress of Doom. You will probably notice that I might not be the most fluid in the combat. It has been a long time since I played. So I'm going to blame that on the reason why I lost a life in the very first level of the game. Also, the beginning of the game is kind of the most difficult part, so bear with me here. We're going to start ranking up really soon.
I do not have the means to locate the second Hell Priest. Your celestial locator is missing a component. We will need a replacement. I've completed the redesign of your equipment launcher. The flame belch is now ready for your approval. The portal is activated and ready when you are.
This is an ARC broadcast. There are reports coming out of quarantine halifax near the satellite imagery show.
EXULTIA. View that image. Oh, look at. Ooh, that looks really nice right there. Okay. Translation from the Ligra Sultagenta, Book of Kings. What treachery comes from our darkest selves, driven by greed and want? For I have been deceived by the Daig. They came north with I, the priests, as allies to our cause against the Khan Maker and her unscrupulous methods. Their silvery tongues wagged. Wagging, they laid a plan for us, and sowed the seed of desire for hasty triumph. They claimed knowledge of the Maker's source of power in the demon realm, a vast foundry of souls where the innocent were put to the fire for the essence. In the foundry's destruction, our victory is assured. They told us, and the fools that we were, that I am, believed their lies. On their word, we sent the Doomslayer and the Night Sentinels to destroy the foundry, and the priests cast a gate for their egress. As the last veteran entered the demon's empire, our final hope of reclaiming our dominion, the Daig closed the path and left them stranded. They were trapped, lost in the eternal void by the action of the traitors. How could I not see their intention? Am I blinded by grief for the loss of Taras Nabad, of my people? We have fled again, with barely a legion of the Night Sentinels left to protect us. The Daig are gone, returned to their mistress. May the Wraiths forgive my failure. The Wolf. Vega data entry. Argenta legends speak of sentinel beasts, loyal creatures that live as companions of the hardened warriors. Often larger, swifter, and stronger than others of their kind, these animals shared instincts with their masters and aided them in battle. The Night Sentinels never shared publicly the origin of these creatures, for only they stood worthy of them. History of the Sentinels, Part 1. Ooh, the World Spear. That's awesome. Okay. Translation from the Liber Soltagenta, Book of Kings. In the days before man first spoke, an immense shard of rock and metal was cast into the world from the heavens. Thunder and cataclysm shook the land as the skies were torn asunder. The cosmic spear cleft a hole through our mortal lands, pole to pole, from the cold wastes of the umbral plains to the fetid swamps of Ironfang. The womb of the world opened, and the elemental wraiths, the firstborn, spilled forth. They took to the skies, fierce in their emancipation. For their exultation was they brought vitality to the land, and all that felt their breath were awakened from eternal slumber. Fierce beasts and an unforgiving biosphere rose in the passing of their shadow, as the wraith call echoed across Argent Denur. First came the ancestrals, feral creatures invigorated by the magic of the wraiths. They grew to enormous heights, mighty behemoths who waged war with each other for years untold. Their battles tore the land asunder and destroyed all creation caught in their wake. The wraith call continued to spread across the land, and soon the Argenta emerged from the steppes, our souls stirred into form by the power of their breath. The Titans towered over the wild-blooded tribes, but found them uncowed. The secret of the sword was discovered, and in the darkness of sweltering mountain forges we beat steel until it was strong enough to pierce bone and sever flesh. Thus we came to be, born of rock and fire, lowly in birth, but risen by the strength of our will. By the blessedness of the first ones, we forged sword and shield, and took the hammer to the ancestrals. We claimed dominion of creation by right of blood and magic, and the time of man came to be. With the ancestral beasts driven back to their bleak valleys, we rose. We tilled the fertile land, husbanded beasts of burden, and built towering cities in the hallowed palace. On the obsidian throne, we crowned King Ormero, the Father, the first of the line that shall reign in perpetuity. We built the Cathedral of Reflection to worship the first ones, and formed the Order of the Dag, whose priests paid tribute to the wraiths and appeased their tempestuous hunger. Our sons and daughters chose the path of the sword, or the path of the alchemist, for each duty honors the gods. Though our ways were righteous, we were not without strife. Storms and great quakes cast our spires down. Barbaric tribes laid siege to our fields in search of the great gifts Mother Argenta had bestowed upon our world, and the song of the wraith call threatened to drive lesser men into madness. We were not lesser men. We defended that which the first ones gifted to us, our lands and rights to the bounty held within. We beat back the barbarian hordes and hardened our resolve. We rose above the fire, our bodies and souls tempered, and an unbreakable will was shaped in the forge of battle. What emerged was the heart of our legion, the Order of the Night Sentinels.
Cannot kill the priests. You know our laws. Despite their transgressions against the Covenant, they are still of Sentinel blood. What you interfere with now is bigger than you can imagine. It is written. It is their time to give penance. If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath. You are but one man. They are no longer your people to save.
King Novik. Vega data entry. King Novik ruled over Sentinel Prime for many years as its warrior patriarch, ordained protector of the sovereign Sentinel worlds. The Sentinel people, defined by a legacy of war, deemed only those of warrior caste befit to rule. And in times of battle, it is expected that the king lead from the battlefield, rather than from the safety of the throne. As it is written in Sentinel law, a king unfit for battle is likewise unfit to rule. For millennia, the Sentinel people have secured their civilization against the threat of invasion from beast and human alike, passing on the mantle of battle to each subsequent generation and refining the craft of war into an art of ultimate mastery. Even in times of peace, the Night Sentinels remain vigilant, developing new technologies of conquest, each the more capable of securing their dominion across the sovereign worlds.
Sentinel battery can be used to provide additional power to your ship. Several modules remain unused. Finding more batteries will enable you to utilize the full functions of your command station. There is a Sentinel power core nearby. You can use it to activate the mech and clear a path forward.
History of the Sentinels Part 2. Oh, this is going to get good. All right, wrong button. Let's go back into the codex because I hit the wrong button. Okay, there it is. Translation from the Ligra Sultagenta Book of Kings. In the time of grief, when King Etrix took the throne, a blessing came from the people of Argenta. White porcelain beings from a world above our own brought gifts to Argent Nur. Observers of our great deeds, admirers of our convictions, they sought to make bond with our swords and bring lasting order to our world. These were beings unlike any we had seen before. Sword and shield held no weight against them, for the ethereal flesh of these luminous beings seemed unbound by mortality. Able to move through time and space, they held sway over all dominions of the known and unknown dimensions. Through their ways we grew stronger, our society bolstered by their infinite wisdom and all-knowing power, assuring our people safety for all time, in this world and the next. Where we sharpened the blade and mastered our magic, they bolstered the soul and spirit. Death could no longer be the end of our people. The ones we call the Makers, our new allies in this brutal world, have given us the security in death we fought so hard to achieve in life. We would find eternal peace, and our minds would rest easy with the knowledge that those we fought alongside in battle would join us in lands beyond the mortal plane. The strength of our ways, the purity of our essence, would be by Maker Law grant us passage to the great city in the clouds. There, our women and children, warriors and kin alike, would welcome us. We adopted the holy doctrines of the Makers, gifted in exchange with the chance to earn eternal rest for our immortal souls in blessed Urdak. The covenant we now held under the embrace of our new gods fostered a peace we had never known, for they were unlike the first ones, whose presence offered no paradise from fear and the uncertainty of existence in a harsh and unforgiving world. The Maker's embrace was warm and guided us into an era of spiritual prosperity. All right, History of the Sentinels, History of the Sentinels, Part 3. Oh, looks like the Fortress of Doom and other fortresses. Awesome. Translation from the Ligra Soltigenta, Book of Kings. With machine and enchantment from the makers, the Argenta brought our newfound clarity to the disparate realms of the Empyrean Void. We took flight with the support of our gods, spreading the enlightened word of the Khan Maker. We discovered there was not one enemy, but many. Worlds and peoples unknown to the Argenta were unveiled, and we saw our own suffering reflected in their eyes. Our righteous army strode into battle under the banner of the Night Sentinels and fought for the freedom of all peoples from the grasp of those who would exploit and prey upon them. Though we battled on soil not our own, the blood we shed in foreign lands safeguarded Argent Denur and the sons and daughters that defended it. Through the strange peoples we liberated, new alliances were formed, and our beliefs became their own. Our armies swelled. As the Argenta traversed the stars with gleaming war fleets, the Khan of the Makers approached King Rohan on his throne. He sensed his god restless by her disquiet manner. The king and Khan spoke, and the god revealed she had foreseen a schism in the blood of the Argenta. A test would be required to identify its host among us. She spoke of a holy rite to be performed on the strongest of our warriors. Only those that proved worthy would be tested, for the impurity could reside in only the most resilient of our legion. The Divinity Machine, a great tribute by Maker scholars, Scholaris, would help us to cleanse any impurities from our flock, ensuring our continued prosperity in this world and in the Maker realm that awaited in the afterlife. The malicious one, if not exhumed from our ranks, would jeopardize our safe passage into the heavenly realm of Urdak. The Dark One was not amongst them yet, nor would he be for many generations. Only the Mother God, through divination and Maker sight, would determine when he stood before them. The Makers were truth, and only their unclouded eyes could find the one who was marked. The prophecy of the unholy one was written, but through the ages the warning grew faint, until only the Khan Maker herself and the high priests of the Order Daeg still whispered of he that would one day come to threaten their way of light. Oh, I forgot I was fighting with you. Okay.
Valen's life signal is nearby. There are motion sensors and artillery everywhere.
I told you all to leave me here. I am where I belong. Saving your people will not bring you peace. Only make the burden you carry worse. And now you seek to defy the Khan Maker herself. It is your people's time now to give penance, just as it was mine. Hear me, Slayer. When his heart is laid to rest, then his soul will be at peace. And so will mine.
The Betrayer. Hammer! Okay, Vega data entry. After years of prolonged war against the demonic threat invading their world, Argent Denure launched an offensive strike across dimensions, sending their greatest warriors into the heart of hell itself. Despite their training and their preparedness, their honor was undone by deceit. Betrayal at the highest levels of command left Argent Denure's bravest warriors cut off and scattered in the hellscape. But of these last remaining Night Sentinels, only one remained in hell by choice. Betrayer of the Argenta, it was Commander Valen, who relinquished the keys to the elemental sepulchre in return for his son's resurrection. Haunted by demonic visions, the image of his son's tortured existence plagued him without relent. The whispers of demons pushed him toward madness. In a moment of weakness, he fell prey to the demon's trickery, sealing the fate of Argent Denure and dooming the kingdom to which he swore a lifelong oath to protect. Valen chose exile in the hellscape for his sacrilege.
The extraction point has been identified. I will mark its location on your HUD.
right, there we go. We got all the combat and exploration. And this one had the very first Slayer gate in the game. Those are harder optional battle arenas that you can do. They are definitely worth it, especially if you want to get that 100%. Oh, look at that sweet, sweet collectible list. That's what I'm talking about. And then, of course, leveling up online. Well, thank you so much for watching. Got some nice stuff right there. That was a good episode. EXULTIA is a very fun level. A little bit of good exposition and story going on there. But yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to hit the like button, comment your favorite part, and go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell to make sure that you get notified every time that I upload a new video. I'm very happy to be playing this game again. Anyways, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.